Hello YouTubers, subscribers and friends, welcome to my channel. Well, I just finished this 2-day project here. I had to repair this floor because it broke right here. I came in and it just caved in on me. So I had to rip up all the old linoleum. And for 2 days, since I wasn't working on the car because I've been letting it dry, I put 2 coats of JB Weld on that leak. And now I got these heavy tiles holding down some areas here that still just don't want to stick completely. Like this one right here keeps popping up, but I think after a while it will, after we walk on it a couple times. But yeah, this floor is not very level. I had to completely rip up this piece, that piece, and you can see this piece right here is still sticking. That's why I got this. We just finished this. It sticks down, but then it pops back up again. That's why I don't got any more weight anywhere else to hold this. I'm trying it this way. It doesn't want to stick down. Maybe I get my heating gun and I come here and heat it up a little bit, but we'll see. I just finished it. It took us 2 days. Ripping up that old stuff was the hardest part, but yeah, looks a lot better than what it was. So I got this project done, so now I got to go start my other project, the car project, which I'm going to go do right now and finish that up. So I got the new alternator here. Man, this smells like cigarettes in my car. I don't even smoke. Now when I bought the original new one, I actually spun it in the store and it did like a grinding noise, like. And I told the guy when I bought it, I said, wow, that sounds like it's grinding and rubbing on something. He said, oh no, it'll break in once you put it in and get it going. This one doesn't do it. Because it's a lifetime warranty, they gave me another one. I don't hear anything. This one's got a black pulley, the other one didn't. But, yeah. Oh, I gotta take this off. I took the very bottom part off here, degreased all that crap off, did it 3 separate times. I got to disconnect the battery. I got to take this cross member back off. I have to put this on every time I'm done so I can shut the hood. I got these 5 milliliter thickness. I should have got the 9. I think the 9 is better in size medium because these are large and a little bit big on me. But anyways, I got the cross member off. Let's see. Right there you can see some of the JB Weld. Right here. Flashlight ain't gonna work. You can see it right there. Come on, baby, zoom in and focus. That's where that little Allen wrench bolt was, or whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna crawl underneath and see what the underneath looks like, because I cannot see from this angle. When I get my hand like this, I can't see if I'm getting it right. So it's been 3 days since I've taken the alternator out. So as soon as I took the alternator out, I ran to town. I got the new alternator. I bought the JB Weld at Walmart. It was like $4 and something, 24 cents. I came back. I degreased the whole freaking engine. I degreased all this down here, all there, all along the side here, all the pulleys, the cross member, and as you can see down in there, I degreased it really good. It's all nice and clean. And that little area right here that was filled with oil, it's all nice and clean. So then once I got everything cleaned up and it dried, then I put my first coat of JB Weld on there. And then it says let cure for, dries in 4 to 6 hours and cures in 24 hours. So the second day in the morning, the next morning I got up and I put another coat. And then I let it go all day. I didn't even touch it. We ran around, did some errands, got some supplies to do the flooring, because my wife wanted me to help her with the flooring because I fell through the floor. That's the 3rd time I've repaired a kitchen floor. I don't know why. In that same area, the wood just gives out. The pack rats and the prairie dogs or whatever chew up and stole all the insulation. Anyways, I digress. I put that on, keep shit out of my air cleaner. But yeah, putting the alternator on is not the hard part. The hard part is this screw right here. Trying to get this screw and this screw. Right, there's another one right up underneath this area right here. Those are the two hardest things to get these cooling fans out. I had a YouTuber by the name of TRX Vlogger. He sent me a link to where I could buy a new one of these off of eBay, because I went to the dealership and they didn't have any in stock. But I think it's fine. I think the wire's just bare. I want to put some black tape, but the clip is fine. I'm not worried about it. I tested it. This one right here, I'll put some black tape around it. They're not broken, it's just bare. So yeah, I'll put some black tape around these before I connect this and get it all back together. Let me crawl in there and show you what it looks like underneath. As you can see, it is all clean under here. It's not oily. It's not oily here anywhere because I degreased it. And up there's what that looks like. GB weld. I laugh every time when I film this section because I can't see in the viewfinder. Everything's blurry. I can't wear my glasses, so I don't know if it's focused or not. But as you can see, if I move the camera, look with my naked eye, I can see, you know, it doesn't look too bad. It looks like the area where it was leaking is fixed, or I should say is patched. But yeah, I can't put my hand up in there. I can't stick my hand up in there to repair it from here either. That's what sucks. So I had to blindly do it with just my fingers, and hopefully I got it. So I cleaned up the sending unit oil, sprayed it with degreaser. All this, there's no oil to be dripping anywhere now. So if that doesn't repair it, or if that wasn't the leak and I still get an oil, then I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I'm wondering if I should put this thing underneath here that I don't know, maybe I should run it a couple of days without it first. Alright, time to start putting it back in. The part I was trying to talk about, I wonder if I should put that back underneath. This sits underneath the front of the car like that. It was only held on by 3 bolts too. This one is broken. It's held on by this one, and that corner one over there. So somebody's taken this out before. This hooks up underneath the cross beam. So I don't even know if I should put that back on. That middle piece just hooks up right over here. It just hooks over. It's not held on by a screw or anything. Alright, stop diddly-dallying around and get to work. So before you put this alternator in, you have to have it slid over as much as this way so you can get this bolt in here, which holds this support that bolts to the motor, and then you can get this bolt in and start it, because if you put this alternator in first, you will never get these bolts in. And it's not bolted down or anything, but it just sits down inside that little groove. See? That little groove. So then you just pick it up and pop it in. But you gotta have the alternator over here before you put this top bolt in and that top bolt in. And once you get that in, then you can just pop that into place. And you can see this hole right here by my finger. Just to the left of that is where that leak was, and you can see where that sits on the alternator. Right where that little shiny bolt is down there. The oil would drip right into there. So hopefully that was the leak, and that will be the repair. This took me less than a minute to get this down in here and then over to here. You have to be careful of this temperature thing here really well before you just shove it in there. And then watch your radiator here too. Alright, now time to get it bolted up. Just call me Mr. Fix-It. There you have it. Alternator's in less than 5 minutes. You got these two bolts here, which are 12mm. Boom, boom. Then you got this bolt, which is 14mm. That bolt down there, which is 14mm. And then this support bracket and that one are 12mm. And it's in. So all I got to do is plug that plug into here and get the... all I got to do is plug that plug in there and then get that ground into there. And put the cooling fan back in. And then I got to jack up the wheel, take the wheel off, and then put the belt on. That's easy though. Alright, all I have to do now is put the belt back on. I got everything back together. So far, it's been about an hour, 45 minutes. I don't think I'm going to be putting that back on because, I don't know, I just don't feel like putting that back on. So all I got to do is put this belt on. And I got the car jacked up. And see how clean it looks now? It's not oily or greasy. That's the only thing I have to do now, is put that on. Still haven't found that socket either. That's driving me nuts. But this takes about 5 minutes. And then I'm done with this project. Alright, I got everything put back together. Got the belt on, got this thing on. Getting ready to put the wheel back on. And I was like pissed off because I had my head in there, looking in there for my socket. And I was about ready to give up, and I looked down, and what did I see? This shiny little socket right here. Boom, found it. Alright, that's all I needed. I'm happy now. Alright, let's start this bad boy up and see how it runs. It's not been started in a while now. No charging lights on? No. Let's go look at the belt. Well, it looks good. No wobbly. Still squeaks though. I don't know what's squeaking. I think that tensioner belt squeaks. But looks good. Can't really see if there's any leaking because everything's blocked. I should start, jack it up and look from underneath. I think that's what I'll do. Turn it off and then jack it up. Yep, it's still leaking. Yep, right there in the corner. Not as much, but it's dripping. So it's still leaking from that area. And it's dripping pretty quick when the motor's running. I was trying to figure if I could put a bracket somehow, something that, but there's no room. I don't want to keep running it. I don't want to ruin this alternator because this alternator is still good. I don't know what to do. I mean, I can try to take all this apart and try to see if I can do a bracket, something that, but then I think that alternator will get hot. I still have a little bit JB weld, but I can't see where to go. I want to smash this car. I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's getting late. It's like 5 something. Can't get started on it today, so I guess to be continued what I'm going to do. I got to think about this one. I thought I had it fixed. I really don't want to get this alternator all screwed up already. Alright, so I was thinking, I didn't take it all apart, took the cross member off. I got this to fit down in here, and it will be able to deflect the oil because I can't stop the oil leak. And I'll just deal with the oil leak, and then I'm going to screw it to here, and that's what I drilled this hole for, to hold this in place. And then hopefully that will work. That's at least how I'm going to try it, because I can't stop the leak. Alright, that's what I did. I put this bracket, drilled a hole, bolted this in, and I got it. It's covered over the alternator. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but from underneath it looks good. I mean, it's not going to redirect it to this side, I don't hope. But I can't stop the leak unless I pull the motor, I think. But yeah, I got this pushed all the way in. I don't know what it's going to sound like when I'm driving, if it's going to vibrate or anything, but I noticed one thing when I was started earlier. It's not doing that humming noise like the other one was doing. But you know, if you can't fix it, MacGyver it, right? And that's what it looks like underneath. I can see the leak right there. But That's all I can think of. Because I tried to epoxy the leak. Oh, now mosquitoes are biting me. And it's going to leak. I was under here when it's running and it drips, 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 drips. But when it stops running, it doesn't drip. But even though it drips as much as it does, it's still full. That's what's so weird. But the alternator is covered. I don't have to take it completely apart again. I'm trying to get a better lighting shot here. But yeah, MacGyver it and then drive it until it blows up. I don't know. Well, that's it. I'm gonna put it all back together before it gets dark on me. Anybody, let me know what you think about this fixed job here. It's going to leak all over my air compressor, my air conditioning air compressor. But I'm done. I'm done messing with this car. That's going to be good enough for me. As far as I'm concerned, it's fixed. So it's been running about 15 minutes. My AC unit clicking. And I noticed when I had the car jacked up like this so I could crawl underneath it, it was dripping like crazy. And now, it just, when it's level, it just drips, 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 drips. Not really fast. Like, see, that's where it drips on the shield that I made, the MacGyver shield. Only comes in this year, 2004 Kia Sedona. But yeah, it's not dripping at all like it was when I was underneath and it was tilted up on the jack. And this little shield doesn't vibrate, so it's going to do the job. It's going to keep the oil off the alternator. And my wife's like, well, you think the alternator will get hot? I don't care. I'm not getting oil in the alternator. It's got a lifetime warranty. If it gets overheats and then burns up that way, well, I don't know. I can deal with the oil leak. Like I said, I just checked it before I started and it's full. Both my cooling fans are blowing. I still got to put the cross member thing back on. But as far as I'm concerned, it's fixed. I didn't fix the oil leak, but I fixed the oil getting onto my alternator. It's already like 6:15. This doesn't vibrate, so, and this doesn't make the noise that the first alternator did. The other one had a like a. This one doesn't do that. So I had the AC running. Let's see if it's cool inside. 6:15. Look where the sun's at. I gotta reset all my radios. Yep, AC's nice and cold. There's no chargings on the dash. So as far as I'm concerned, this MacGyver fix is good enough for me. I can drive the car until I decide to get rid of it. But thanks for taking the time to watch my videos. Hit that subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Don't cost anything, it's free. And I'm gone. Get going, right, Bats?